In this video, I will explain Context API. So we use Context API to avoid prop dwelling problem in React. In prop dwelling, we have to unnecessarily pass the data from one component via interconnected component to the component that requires that data. So to avoid that problem, we use Context API. In this example, I will explain. So I will explain with the help of counter how Context API work. Import use state, comma, and we need to use create context, provider, and use context. So we'll import create context from React, and we will create two components. One is parent.js, another one we will दूसरा हम create करेंगे child.js. Two components. Now const set count use state, initial value will be 0. Now we have a create context, so const count context equals to create context. Initially it would be null. Now count context dot provider, and here we need to import the component parent component we have created from parent. So here parent component is here. We have to pass the prop in as a value. So we need to pass count, comma set count. Okay. Then we need to export count context. Now in parent.js we need to import child from child. Okay. Function parent and return export default parent. So now we need to just call the child component here. We need to just call the child component. That's it. Now we want to use child. It here. This would be child. Now we need to use two things to import. One is import use context from React. The second thing you need to import this one, count context. You need to import this one, count context from app. Now const count, comma set count equals to use context you need to pass this count context here, right? Pass it here. Then here you need to put the count, so you can see the initial value. Just a minute. So this is the initial value 0. Now we will make a button to increment the value plus. Now it is not working. We need to implement this on click event. Okay, set count plus 1. Now it will work fine. It will increment the value, right? This would be this is incrementing. So this is basically a context API. Here you just need create two things: create context. So count context dot provider. You will have to pass the props in the value. Then here you just need to use context hook and pass the counter context. That context you have created, you have to pass here, and just destructuring and just use that value. So this is your, here you just call the child component. So this is called like context API. So this way you can solve the problem of prop drilling in React.